Ravens leading 10-6, and here's Jackson, Timmy, going deep, 61 yards.
Yeah, and you saw the conditions weren't ideal, so when you can throw the ball successfully in those conditions, obviously, the story of the year for the Ravens is these big tight ends, but still playing well, not only in the run game, but in the passing game.
10 seconds left in the third after another field goal. Bills trailing 17-9. Josh Allen dropping back. Robert Foster here reaches over Jimmy Smith over the top there. So Smith touches Foster, hits the head during the play. They're looking for a pass interference. What do you think?
I don't think that's PI. I do think you're allowed to touch somebody. I don't think, and I don't think that's enough to warrant PI.
Fourth quarter here. Jackson, Willie Snead. That's in.
Lamar Jackson's done such a good job on some of these boot plays of kind of buying time, finding the right arm angle to deliver the football.
Last chance for the Bills, and they did have one here. Allen throwing to John Brown, but it is incomplete. The Ravens defense coming up big with the stop. 24-17 the final. They clinch a playoff berth. Lamar Jackson, 28 touchdown passes this season, second most in a season in Ravens franchise team history. Only guy with more was Vinny Testaverde back in '96. The Ravens on a 9-game win streak and, again, have made the playoffs, can take the division if the Steelers lose today. Coach Harbaugh, what do you think about going to the postseason?
It feels good. Feels good. Yeah, it feels good. I tried to make a big deal about it in the locker room, and the guys kind of gave me a smattering of applause. They expected that. I think they've earned the right to expect that, but it's a good thing. But, we've got 3 more games and things to accomplish still.
It's great to lock up the playoff spot, but I think everybody in that locker room has aspirations to lock up that 1 seed. We want the home field advantage. Got a couple games left to play, and we just got to focus on those.
We got a strong mind. We got a strong unit here, and it don't really matter who we play. We just trying to come out with victories. And like you said, we play the best teams, but we just got to do us.
We haven't done anything yet. We just to get in, it isn't enough. We got in last year, and it wasn't enough.
We lost by 7 points to a really good team. We're not going to let one game define us and one game make us. We're looking for number 10. We got a really good Pittsburgh team we're playing next week.
I'm disappointed that we lost the football game. There's no moral victories, but we have to learn from it and continue to grow as a football team and as an organization.
Feels like we say this every week, but Lamar making history by reaching another milestone. This one, 1,000 yards on the ground. In addition to that, it marked the 6th career game with at least 3 touchdown passes. That's tied for the second most such games before turning 23 in NFL history. The only player with more is Hall of Famer Frank Tarkenton, who had 7 of them. Sal Paolantonio joining us now from Buffalo. So the Ravens getting it done, but their offense not spectacular on this day. Sal, what was the difference?
Right, Lamar Jackson had a mediocre day. Of course, they were 3 for 11 on third down, 27%. And this team has been in top 3 in the NFL on third down conversions all year long. They had 9 penalties, including 3 personal foul calls in the final drive that allowed Buffalo to climb back in the game. So it came down to fourth quarter at the goal line. Marcus Peters, their midseason acquisition, making a big play right at the goal line, and I caught up with a very emotional Marcus Peters after the game. Listen to this.
That's playoff football, man. We getting ready for a long ride, a long stretch that we finna go on, and we know that we need to win this one so we can get in a tourney. And man, we just play together. That's team football. That's Raven football right there.
9 straight wins for this football team. What has gone into this 9-game win streak, Marcus?
Just hard work and dedication, putting it into the weekly preparation of practice. We've been practicing our tails off this whole stretch, and we just got to keep it going.
Now, I asked Marcus Peters, what was the difference between this team and some of the other teams that he's been on? He said it's a championship camaraderie. Everybody on this team wants to win, and everybody on this team has a reason why they want to win and win big. And that's when he got quite emotional with me after the game. I also asked this about Lamar Jackson. He said, listen, we have a strong unit with a strong mind, and we're a resilient football team. 9 straight. Now they go back home Thursday night, quick turnaround. New York Jets come in for Thursday night football, and they want to keep this thing rolling and keep getting wins so that they can get home field advantage throughout in the AFC.
No doubt about that. And Pittsburgh loses this afternoon, the Baltimore Ravens will clinch the division for the 2nd straight year. Thank you, Sal. All right, let's move on to the Vikings and the Lions. Trying to get some work done here. Second quarter, Lions down 10-0. 3rd and 2 from the Vikings 15. Blau drifting, sacked here by Danielle Hunter.
Gotta get rid of it. At some point, clock in your head.
Ensuing Vikings drive, 37 seconds left. 1st and 10 from the Lions 47. Kirk Cousins is going to hit Stephon Diggs, and that is a huge first down, Tim.
Listen, that is an awesome throw, too. I mean, that situation, it's pretty good coverage. Not pretty good. It's very good coverage by Darius Slay. That ball is perfectly thrown.
Give him a gain of 44 there. One play later, 2nd to go from the 3. Cousins to Dalvin Cook. Runs in for the 3-yard touchdown. The Vikings taking a 17-0 lead at that point. They would go on to win this one 20-7. The final here. So Dalvin Cook had his 13th rushing TD this season. You didn't see it there, but he had one. Tied for the 2nd most in a season in Vikings history. Adrian Peterson had 18 in 2009, and the Vikings improving to 6-0 at home. So, Matt Patricia, what happened in this one?
It's hard. We want to win, trying to do all the things we can to win. But right now, I think the one thing for us is that we just keep pushing together, we keep sticking together, and keep trying to get better. And we all understand that. We know that's where we're at.
I think it's important we get a chip back on our shoulder. And I thought we kind of did that today. So we need to keep going and keep doing that. And, that's why I wish we wouldn't let them score.
I think protection was holding up well. I think people were getting open down the field, and when they weren't or they were well defended, I think the Dalvins and Alex and C.J. Ham were coming open underneath, and so it made sense from all those angles. Every win is hard-earned. Every win is tough. I think part of the struggles we had today on offense at times were because of the Lions' defense doing a really good job. So you just kind of get nervous about ever letting your guard down in this league, because when you do that, you get hit in the mouth.
That you do. Let's keep it in the division from the Vikings to the Packers. They're taking on the Redskins, who are playing hard for Bill Callahan. Say what you want. And say what you want here, Tim. 23rd touchdown pass of the year for A-Rod.
Yeah, all kinds of problems in the secondary for the Redskins. You do that against Aaron, it'll be tough.
Speaking of all sorts of problems, Dwayne Haskins gets taken down by one of the Smith brothers. This time it's Preston. Rolled up his ankles. He would stay in the game. Juggling grab here by McLaurin off the feed from Haskins. He stuck in there. Another ugly day statistically, but the Redskins somehow were kind of sticking in this game.
They were, and if there's a bright spot to some of this is that you hope that this is a connection that will kind of continue, and that catch by McLaurin is maybe as good as any catch we've seen all season long.
Yeah, they went for a failed 2-point try. Got to have the hands team on. Packers able to easily connect and come up with the onside kick. Sigh of relief. And a win, 2015 for Green Bay. By the way, they've got the Chicago Bears next Sunday. That should be a big one. As for Matt LaFleur, it's his 10th win of the year in his first year on the job. It's the most by a coach in his first year with the Packers in franchise history.
Like I said, we'll never apologize for winning. We're always going to feel great about winning. But you always want to go out there and put your best performance out there. And, I think there was more out there today for us.
I mean, it was frustrating at times, just not being able to kind of get over that hump and put them away. But, they got a good front. I know what their record is. But they have a stout front, good linebackers, and we ran the ball pretty well, but we just couldn't find that rhythm in the passing game. But it feels good to be 10-3. Winning's the only thing that matters, and even in the midst of some of these games where it hasn't been a great flow the entire time, we are winning. So that's the encouraging thing. And we expect to win games where our defense holds them to less than 20 points. But we'll find our rhythm. I'm not worried about that on offense. We just got to keep getting the ball to our playmakers and figure out what's going to work that week. And today it was getting the ball to Aaron in the run game.
They're taking on a suddenly resurgent Bears team. Down to the wire, here we go. The Packers and the Vikings remaining schedule. All eyes on Week 16 when they will meet one another. Still heavily tilted towards Green Bay to win the NFC North.
All right, coming up on SportsCenter, 4 quarterbacks look to lead their team to the title. The one QB with the biggest playoff problem. And the Mike Norvell era at Florida State is underway. What the Seminoles' new coach had to say on his first official day on the job.